Hello my scrappy friends, it is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters and thank you for joining me for a Kitaholic Kits design team member layout. So for this layout I have decided to use a previous cut file. I am not sure which month this is from, but it is back when we got our cut files from Anita at Neat and Crafty. So if you didn't save them, you might be able to find them still if you search cut file in the search box. Otherwise, I'm sure that they're in her Etsy shop. So I loved this cut file. It is super cute and I cut it out of that beautiful rainbow pattern paper, which was a really big deal for me. I never do that. I always cut my my cut files on white. So this was like super difficult for me to be brave enough to use such a beautiful pattern paper to cut this out, but I did it. And the reason I did it is I really wanted to back the cut file using that gorgeous vellum that came in the kit. It is such a beautiful vellum. If you watch my videos over on my own channel, you will know that I often replace vellum with tracing paper, and I say that it works the same. It totally does, but it most certainly does not have that same weight to it. I have always said that it doesn't have that same weight to it. And oh, when you work with real venom, it's like a treat. It's like when you have, you just buy the $2 ice cream and then for a special treat, you have like the $10 ice cream. You really can taste the difference. So I just didn't want such a white background happening with my layout because it was a little bit too stark. So I am playing with all of the different sprays that came in the mixed media kit and splattering those all on everywhere. A super quick and super simple mixed media background that makes such a big difference to your page. I use every single color that we got in the mixed media kit, which are the 3 Diana Wakeleys, and I also pop on some black and some gold as well, and I just love it. So I actually am super cheeky and I don't even wait for this to dry. I just keep going. Obviously we are slowly coming into some warmer weather, so it's not too bad at the moment. I do live in Victoria, so it's not incredible, but I am hoping that it will dry-ish enough for me to not smudge it across my page. So I'm just going to go ahead and play with adding on some embellishments away from those splatters before I need to go on top of those splatters, and hopefully it's dried enough for me to be able to play. Remembering that they are only splatters, they shouldn't be too hard to dry. So just popping on this cute little banner here, picture perfect memories, and again another cluster down underneath the photos as well. If you can't guess, these are photographs of my hair trials before I got married. So again, photos from 2013. Just if you're playing along at home, that beautiful headpiece, that beautiful veil that I'm wearing is actually my mother's. It was the one that she wore at her own wedding. It is my something old and I adore it. And it worked amazingly with my dress that was brand new. It was just perfect. And I loved my hair. It looked so beautiful. Everything was great. And I didn't go and do what people traditionally do apparently after their weddings and get all their hair cut off. My hair is still super long and not quite as bottled blonde as that. I don't get to maintain it like I used to now with these small cherubs running around. So as you can see, the cut file just fits beautifully on top of all those splatters. Bonus points if you notice that I lined up the rainbow stripe. It is on the right hand side, all those rainbow stripe lines, they line up at approximately the exact same spot inside the floral cut file. I hadn't actually originally planned to do that, and when I cut the cut file, I'm so glad that I cut it in a way that I could line these up and not have the flowers be like super wonky on the page or anything like that. That was just a happy coincidence, because I decided this later when I was choosing which pattern paper I wanted down the right hand side. I actually hadn't chosen I was going to use the rainbow paper. I did all that later, and I am so glad because it works so well. What a happy coincidence. Popping on some butterflies, because who doesn't love flowers and butterflies? And just a few tiny word phrases because I didn't want those embellishments to look like they had no home and they were just floating around on the page. And And I will put on a couple of little rhinestones that, if you watched my earlier layout from the start of the month, is just from my own collection at home, that just a perfect color match. So I'm popping those on. And here is the finished piece. I am super happy with the way it came together. I think it is gorgeous. I absolutely adore this kit, and I hope you are having a lot of fun playing with it this month. I've shown you 4 quite different layouts, and I am so glad you have been able to join me along on each of those. Have a wonderful, happy, scrappy week.